Oh, country music. I could look. If you don't like country music, just turn off my show because I don't even want you to listen. Don't laugh, Justin. This is what I grew up with, man. It's George Strait. So welcome to the show we call The Business of Life. I've been doing this show not in Santa Clarita, but I've been doing it all over America for over 10 years, and I'm back right here in Southern California on a fabulous station called KHTS 1220 AM. And we've got a great show today. We're going to do a little politics, a little business. I've got really one of America's biggest radio stars, and you know him. He was on KHTS, still is on KHTS. He's on many radio stations around the country, Joe Messina. So we're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about the president. We're going to talk about the little debate last night. And we're going to talk about millennials. We're just going to cover a bunch of things today on the show we call The Business Life. And then on Thursday, Joe, I have a guy named Dave. Say hi to everybody, please.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody knows who you are anyway. This guy sold more cars than any one person in the history of car selling in the United States. He's going to be in studio. His name is Dave Cantin, Cantin, and so he didn't graduate high school. Started selling cars at 18. Became the largest car dealer in the United States.
Wow.
Yeah, so he'll be here.
Yeah.
So last night, I know you didn't watch it. Don't you want to know what the other side's doing?
I already know what the other side's doing. You know me. I lived this stuff.
I know. I have. I've been honored to have you in my life, and you were on my show many times when I was based out of Ventura.
No, I was. I don't. I'm looking for a diverse party to line up with, and three old white folks doesn't excite me. But go ahead.
All right. So that's not going to happen. But it's interesting. We should. I don't know why we can't figure out how to get a third party. But a third party, it may be time for a third party because I'm not a Republican anymore. I'm an independent. And the Republican, there's no difference between Republicans and Democrats. I don't see any difference. They're all bought off. They're all in this club together. Free meals, free insurance, free money. I mean, we're the local guy. You like the local guy, Steve Knight?
Steve Knight, yeah, I do.
You know what he's making a year? 176.
Okay.
That doesn't count as perks. Doesn't count as insurance. Doesn't count. So what is he doing for 170? I'm not knocking the guy. Okay, I don't know the guy. Not to knock him.
First of all,
what's the congressman doing for 176 a year?
They're all making the same amount of money, right?
Yeah.
So,
no.
So we have equality in Congress.
Time out. They're all making the same amount of money.
Their base salary is the same. They do get perks, not perks. They get per diems because they're not living in
staff. Do you have a staff? Yeah, you have a staff.
Well, I did have a staff, yeah. No, but they do.
Hi, Mrs. Messina, I love you.
Yes, she's the boss. You know how it goes. The producer is the boss, right?
I love your wife.
So those guys are all getting paid the same amount of money. I get what you're saying.
Please answer my question.
Some of them do absolutely nothing, but he's introduced all kinds of bills. Here's the problem: you can introduce all the bills you want to. My beef with Congress is we don't introduce clean bills. Something has to be slid in. Something has to be put between 2 or 3. Something has to be. When we decide to grow up and play like adults, we'll actually get things done.
This gets, we're talking to Joe Messina on the show we call The Business Life here on my favorite station, KHTS 1220 AM. Fabulous radio station.
It is my anchor station. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I love these guys.
Yeah, it's my anchor station too.
Well, not the producers. I love the owners.
You're on many radio stations. I used to be on a couple hundred. Maybe I'll get on a couple hundred or more. All right, back to the facts that we have a population. Look, when you look at 350 million people, what percentage of those people are paying attention? 10 million?
Oh.
10 million? No, seriously. I'm going to say maybe 15 million people. So out of so there's 100 million adults.
Okay.
So out of 100 million adults, only 10% can answer any questions about what's going on in our country
I think
today.
that I broke this down for tax reasons because you now have more people pulling from more people are getting a government check percentage-wise than actually paying into the system today. Now, I'm not demeaning the
Social Security, but Medicare, Medi-Cal, food stamps, disability.
All right, but if you break this down, you got 350 million, give or take, right? You agree with that?
100 million adults.
All right, so you got about 75 million children, right? So we can take them right out of the mix right away.
Okay.
All right, and then you've got a bunch of seniors that aren't really working anymore.
Got it.
All right, they're collecting money. That's cool. That's all good. So I think I think it's probably closer to 150 million, maybe 175 million workers, people that are doing something, that are busy on a daily basis.
Well, the average household used to be 4. I don't think it's 4 anymore. But let's say it's 4.
But listen, you've got more millennials. You're going to talk about those later.
Yeah.
You know, those people living at home now, right? They go to college, and then they come back, and what do? They move into the house, so they're living at home now. But here's the problem. I think more people are busy. You know, we've got a whole bunch of people working part-time jobs, sometimes 2 and 3 and 4 part-time jobs in one house.
Absolutely.
How can you pay attention to what's going on around you when you have that many people?
Okay, great question. So, incidentally, if you want to call up and talk to Joe, here's the number, 298-5487, 298-5487 in the 661. You can talk to the coach or Joe if you have an interest, 298-5487. So, okay, that's an excuse. That was never an excuse for you or me.
No.
You were busy all your life. I've been busy all my life. When you make that excuse that you're too busy to care, guess what? The government will be in your house telling you what to eat, when to get up, when to go to sleep, how to dress. This is crazy.
I didn't know we were going to talk about socialism, but go ahead.
Well, when you have Bernie Sanders, who has audiences standing in 20-degree weather. Come on, man! You got to give this guy's 74 years old. You got to give him some credit, Joe.
Look at his audience and look at his numbers. Okay, the majority of his numbers are coming from younger people. I'm talking 20 to 35-year-olds. He's talking about free education, equality in where you're going to live. Right? Everybody's going to get the same amount of food. Everybody's going to get the life that they're looking for. You can't do that.
No,
it's physically impossible to make that happen.
Who's going to pay for it? After the CNN, I said to my wife, I said, honey, you're going to get taxed at 90% or 80%. I said, and my wife's a liberal. You know my wife, she's a liberal, but she will not vote for Hillary. She said, absolutely. I said, this is breaking news. I said, let me give you a kiss right on the lips. I said, why aren't you going to vote for Hillary? She says, I think she's really a liar. That's my wife, the liberal, thinks Hillary's. So I don't know where Hillary's going to go. I mean, the FBI could come back with an indictment, and Obama says, so what? You know,
okay, so
got her hand caught in the cookie jar. Let's let it go.
Look, I talked to a prominent Democrat yesterday who said to me, why are you guys making such a big deal out of Hillary? Everybody takes money. All these electeds take money from people they're not supposed to. They lie about situations going on around them. You know, they've all got something going on. Is that what we've come to? Really, we got to the point now where we say, well, hey, everybody steals. Everybody lies.
Yeah.
Boy, what a society we're setting ourselves up for,
this
right?
This is the problem.
Right?
This is where the kids, you've nailed it, they've turned off. The millennials are turned off. And so think about it. They're not getting what they want. Okay, there's a lot of frustration in the marketplace. Go to a Chili's, go to all the places that you and I eat. Who's waiting on us? Kids with master's degrees. Mm-hmm. Kids that cannot get a job in their chosen field because those fields are either locked out, those fields are they're being done somewhere else.
But who coached them? Who helped them? Who told you that we needed, forgive me for saying it this way, who told you we needed another economic attorney, we needed another business attorney? Who told you we needed another family law attorney? Who told you we needed this? Did you go to the want ads and go looking at who was hiring for what before you decided what college course to take? I would probably say no.
Great question.
Right?
So I'm going to answer it my own way, and this is where the educational system has failed us. It has really let us down. We are teaching kids the same way we did in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Where's the appreciation for a craftsman? Where's the appreciation for somebody that works with their hands? Where's an appreciation? You know,
listen, I hear you. You look at you. When I ran for office out here, you know, I'm a trustee on a school board.
What'd you run for?
And I ran.
You're on the. You're still on the school board?
Yeah.
What school board?
They're trying to get me out.
What school board?
On the Hart High School board. board here, okay? And the only thing I ran on was career tech education, that we did not have kids working with their hands. The problem I run into is parents who say, my kid's not going to be a mechanic, my kid's not going to be an engineer, my kid's going to be a doctor or a lawyer. Well, good, get in line.
Joe Messina is on the Hart School Board.
This is news for you?
No, it's not. I'm
this
teasing
is
you.
like last week when they come out and said
you're
Trump
listening
was a
to Messina and the coach,
right?
On the show we call The Business of Life, Justin, and you can, you got a mic there. You can talk too, you little millennial. You want to call in 298-5487. If you call in, I might throw a gas card at you. 298-5487. If you want a gas card,
can I call in?
Yeah, go ahead and call in. Let's get back to what you school board. This is a little off. We were talking about,
but to your point. Okay, so to your point, we've had a change. My big thing is that career tech education.
Time out a second. I got to ask you a million questions.
Ahead,
are you the only conservative on the school board?
No. There are I'd say 5 conservatives on that school board now.
Really?
Yes.
How many members? 7?
5.
They're all conservative?
Yeah, we're all of the conservative leaning. Yes. I'm probably the only till of a hun on there, but other than that, we're all.
And to your credit, the district has a very good reputation.
And it's to everybody's credit. The district, the staff at the district does a great job in administration. We have a lot of great teachers out here, and to your point, remember the one thing that people forget is we get our marching orders from the state to a big degree.
People don't realize that.
No,
the money comes from the state.
The money comes from the state, or doesn't. The books that we're allowed to use come from the state. The curriculum we have comes from the state. So if you want to change this, you need to take those jack wagons in Sacramento, and you need to vote the right people in. People are going to get behind this and truly make it work properly.
This state's over for you and I. I mean, the legislature in this state is probably 75% progressive, bending towards the liberal side. Mm-hmm. It's over. It's over. And it's over because culturally, the America that you and I grew up in, the state of California, is different. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with all the cultures. It's kind of neat. But you and I grew up in a classroom where we saluted the flag. Mm-hmm. Some classrooms also said a prayer, but you and I grew up.
We did it every day. They do it once a week now.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we grew up with history teachers that loved history and loved the history of this country. So the kids today, I don't think, are going home and saying, "God, I love American history." I don't think they're getting enough of it. If I was on the school board, I'd have 3 history classes a day. We've got to find a way for these kids to appreciate what the founding fathers had in mind, to appreciate.
You mean those old white guys that are out of touch with today?
Yeah.
That's what you're here.
And thank God we do have an appreciation for patriotism when it comes to our soldiers. I will say that. I think
we do to a degree. I think I love looking at Facebook and seeing some of the shallow-minded people respond. And I've seen some people even in this community, which breaks my heart. They have no appreciation for the soldiers. The way they talk about them is like they've been brainwashed.
Really? I don't see
this.
that. That's sad.
I'll send them to you. You really you'll get so mad you'll want to punch the person.
Justin, grab your mic for a second. You're a millennial. You're a young man. You have an appreciation for patriotism. I know you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't see what Joe's saying, but it would be upsetting to me.
No, but I see that as well. Of
you
course.
do?
Of course.
Yeah.
You have 5 sides to the
Do you
story
think
out there.
you were publicly educated, right?
No, it was actually private school.
Oh, you little
From
brat.
first to 12th
Seriously?
grade. Yeah.
You were private school?
Yeah.
Did you salute the flag every morning?
Every day.
Okay.
I went to a Christian school though, so
Okay. And my kids went to a Christian school.
So you opened a prayer?
yeah.
Yeah. Are you defective today because you're praying to something that doesn't exist?
Are you? Well, wait a second. Are you faith-based? Are you faith-based?
I'm a Christ follower.
You are?
Not.
You don't go to church, so I can
part of
tell.
any
You're not, when's the
religion.
last time?
All
you
right, so
walked in?
no, that's perfect. That's perfect because I do a lot of shows about millennials, and one of the things that they said is that a lot of millennials believe in God, but do not believe in organized religion. Which goes along with their rejection of authority, their rejection of a structured government or what have you. Now, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm not making a judgment call. I'm just saying a lot of millennials think down that
You're listening
road.
to Joe Messina, the coach, on the show we call now The Business of Life. 298-5487. You can join in on the conversation, and there may be a gas card in it for you. So Yeah, organized religion is a political body. I was raised Catholic, I think, like you were. I get that part. I'm a little upset with the hierarchy of the Catholic Church myself. I think, and I don't want to get into it today, but I could see where the millennials would draw a line between believing in a higher power, Jesus, God, whatever religion you want to call it, and then separating out the political body. Yeah, I get that part.
Yeah, my fear though is the reason they don't believe in an organized religion. When you read some of the questions that are asked of them, there's no definite lifestyle or life. In other words, the Ten Commandments were created by man, not by God. So don't tell me what to do.
Well, that's their perception.
Bingo.
You and I know better. Hey, incidentally, Thursday I have this guy coming on. Sold more cars in America. Dave Canton is his name.
I heard that.
Can you listen to the show
on Thursday?
1:00.
Yeah, it's the only thing I have to do.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So we're going to come back. Joe Messina and I. We're going to continue our conversation about life. Look, why are politics important? Because look, if you're a young person and you're getting paid a salary, or you own your own business, and all of a sudden your paycheck is cut in half, how are you going to survive? How are you going to live in that nice neighborhood? How are you going to send your kids to whatever school you want? Do you want the government telling you? Well, they kind of do now, telling you where you're going to send your kids to school.
Other than healthcare now, it is the only other government program where you're forced to do something.
Yes. Yes, but
you're forced to send your children to school.
Yes, you are forced to send your kids to school. Well,
not that it's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. But
my whole thing is the curriculum. I just think that, and you're on the school board, so I'm going to come back and beat you up.
Please do. I enjoy it
because
so much.
We need a curriculum that allows people to get knowledge and be able to support themselves. And I just think the curriculums right now are so outdated. We're going to come back. Joe Messina sits on the Hart School Board. I do have a great respect for the Hart School District. My grandkids go to your schools. Maybe you can fix a report card or something.
Parking ticket or something? Yeah.
No, a report card. All right, we're going to come right back. We just got to do a quick commercial break. Joe Messina, the coach, on the show we call The Business of Life.